You have two options to get you filthy rich. Option 1. Choose something you're good at or something random. Walk yourself to the top and that's it. It could take you half your life, it could take you all your life. Maybe by the time you're filthy rich, you'll not even have the energy to spend it. Or pick option 2. Pick something unethical or even illegal. We all know how much money is in the illegal business. A lot of money. Get enough money, then opt out when you have enough to sustain your whole entire life. Then get into something profitable, an industry that's worth billions of dollars. And if you do this right, you get filthy rich in maybe in 5 years, 10 years, 20. But you'll be filthy rich. Option 1 seemed to be how Tristan Tate and his brother may have gotten rich.
With his brother. He was arrested alongside his brother Tristan Tate on suspicion of human trafficking, rape and of forming an organised crime group.
It might seem like Tristan Tate took the second option. I'll give you the facts and I'll let you make the final decision. Tristan Tate didn't have a normal childhood. His parents were struggling in all ways possible, from their finances to their marriage. This eventually led his mother moving with their children to the UK, leaving their father in the US, promising to get back to their marriage after they had figured out all the finance issues. Their time in the UK wasn't also as smooth as possible because Andrew got himself into a fight because some kid made fun of his American accent. After this, their mother enrolled Tristan and his brother to a kickboxing program, which would later be what Tristan and his brother Andrew would choose as their career. Over the course of his whole career, Tristan had a record of 43 wins and 9 losses, and winning him 2 European Championships, while his older brother Andrew had a record of 76 wins with only 9 losses, winning him 4 ISKA Kickboxing World Championships. But unlike Conor McGregor, these guys weren't making enough money to sustain their life.
No, I mean, fighting makes some money.
Yeah.
And Andrew, especially, was a very successful kickboxer. 4-time world champion. His belts are sitting right behind me right now.
Yeah.
But, the most he ever got paid for a fight, and he says this openly, is 50 grand. By the time you pay your trainer and your manager 10% each, you got to eat, you got to train for 12 weeks. I mean, if you work out the hours you put in, you're making $15 an hour. Like, it's not amazing money.
So, picking kickboxing and being the best at it didn't make them filthy rich.
I was making about a thousand British pounds a week. Andrew had a previous sales experience. I was at the time working in sales, and Andrew was just living off his fight money. So I would come home every day. I say, I made this much sales, etc. I'll pay the rent. You keep fighting, because I was helping to support his kickboxing career. One day, Andrew looks at me and he says, "You know what, Tristan? I'm just going to start selling for the same company you're selling for. We could bring $2,000-3,000 into the house a week. We'll have a good life. We'll make money." And I said, "Andrew, no, you can't do that. You can't do that, because if you are spending all your time chasing sales leads and knocking on people's doors like I am, then you're never going to find the time to discover something better, to discover something that's going to take us out of this crappy apartment. It's going to take us out of this crappy life." So even back then, when I was willing to work away selling windows instead of kickbox, because I got paid almost nothing. I was the European champion at my height. Most I've ever got paid was $1,000 a fight. I knew that wasn't the financially viable option for me. I was willing to sell windows to let Andrew continue to have time to train, but also have time to think.
By doing this, Tristan was able to provide for both of them, as Andrew stayed home and was supposed to work on how they'd start a business which would make them rich. This would later on be a good move, because Andrew came up with the idea of starting a webcam business which would make them millionaires. Due to their career as kickboxers, Tristan and Andrew had multiple girlfriends around the countries they used to go fight in. So these girls were supposed to be their webcam models. So Tristan and Andrew would go pitch the idea to their girlfriends, but sadly half of them refused to work with them and later on dumped them. And they were only left with only 2 girls. After some time, they'd only be left with 1 girl after the other one quit on them. But either way, their business was also growing and they were making a little bit more money. Everything seems to be going great, but here's a twist. It was all one big scam.
So who better than me, as a man no longer involved in the industry at all, to tell young men that you shouldn't be involving yourself in this type of work, in this type of entertainment? If I say that young men shouldn't be doing it because it's a scam, you shouldn't be coming at me saying, well, that's hypocritical because you used to run studios. What you should be saying is, oh, wow, this guy, used to run studios and he's telling us it's a scam. Why is it a scam? And it's a scam in every single way, as you know. You know, because the girls don't really like you. They don't really know you. You're not really talking to the girl most of the time. And some of my haters have brought this up. They said, oh, well, if you're a man and you're pretending to be the girl. No. That's not
Their
how
main
it works.
customers were mainly lonely, desperate men who'd give everything to get noticed by girls. These girls would lie to them about their chronically ill family members, university debts, and even financial struggle. Sometimes, these girls would also go to an extent of wanting to meet up with these men and ask them for money for their air tickets, only for them not to show up.
So what the girls would do is they'd promise meetings, and maybe this is a bit bad. Here's where the famoose would start. So it'd be good, like I had a lot of girls who worked for me, and the best was like the Ukrainians or the Russians. It was amazing. Because they'd get some guy, fall in love, they'd arrange the day to meet, all this shit, I need a visa. Okay, get a visa. I need money for a visa. Okay, how much is a visa? It's $900. No, but it's not $900 because I went to the embassy. They think I'm a risk, and I need a return flight there and back, and I need a hotel, and I need to have spending money in my bank account. They won't let me come. Or how much you need? All right, 10 grand. Boom. It's 10 G's. Boom. Thanks. Wow. Go to the embassy, take a picture outside the embassy, boom, come back. They rejected my visa. They said we have to wait 2 weeks. After 2 weeks, they'll give it to me. Okay, baby, boom. 2 more weeks of tips. Boom, 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 boom. Because now he thinks he's going to fuck, right? He thinks he get the girls. Now he's...
Many men were falling into these lies, and the more they gave to these girls, the more money Tristan would make. Tristan once told Mira that he once tried to stop a man from spending £20,000 of his inheritance on a cam girl called Chloe, but gave up when he just came back after a few weeks and gave the money to another cam girl. At the time, UK laws were not so up to date, so Tristan and Andrew would get away with all of this. UK system being so strict, they all opted to go to Romania, where they were able to grow their business to 75 models, and other guys were trained to do what Tristan and Andrew were doing in the beginning.
We fucking killed the game. Millions of dollars a week. And it was not just because I had beautiful girls. It's not because webcam is easy. It's because I am a genius. And I put together an apparatus of genius behind the avatar of beauty. And we fucking conquered the internet.
The webcam business is estimated to be worth $7.3 billion. Tristan and his brother got into the business earlier than everyone else, so it makes a lot of sense for him and his brother to make such insane amounts of money. During their time in business, they usually transacted using Bitcoin, and this would help double their net worth without them even knowing. So we can just say they got lucky. But with all this money on their hands, the only thing left was to opt out. Of course, they had everything they needed, and now it was time for their next step. You've definitely heard this phrase. It's usually accompanied by a guy promising to show you how to make money online and how you could also be as rich as they are. This usually is targeted to single young men who don't want to land a 9-to-5 job, and this man would soon get drawn into Tristan and Andrew's social accounts.
In a world full of choices, I've made it my business to only indulge in the exceptional.
They were selling the dream. Tristan would show off his luxury cars, tailored suits, houses, cigars, and best of all, hot chicks. While his brother would do the same, he had a different approach of attracting young men. Andrew would say the most bizarre things on camera and would use this as a strategy to get people to sign up to their online course, making it seem as the only key to escaping the matrix. But I want you to answer this question. Does earning $5,000, $10,000 on drop shipping and Amazon seem like escaping the matrix? To me, it seems like you're working for the people who supposedly run the matrix. With this in mind, I hope you've realized that Tristan and Andrew were running just another online course about making money online. So nothing was special about the course other than the Tate brothers talking about their webcam business. Fast forward to 2022, Tristan and his brother are arrested alongside 2 women on charges of being leaders of an organized criminal group, human trafficking, rape, and forced labor. Everyone who hated the Tates was so excited by this, and were even running their own tiny investigations trying to link their case to their webcam business. They were being invited to all sorts of interviews trying to see if whether they're guilty or innocent. all this lover boy trash they were talking about was trying to make sense, but if you read the indictment from Deco carefully, you'll see that all these crimes they're being accused of were supposedly happening in 2021. This is 7 years after they had closed their webcam business. It also states that they were forcing girls to work on OnlyFans and TikTok Live and only giving the girls a 5-minute break. I still don't understand why 2 millionaires would be forcing girls to work on TikTok for the few $100s TikTok pays its creators. You guys could explain it to me, but I still don't know how this works. Due to this, Tristan was banned from all platforms, even though this was not enough to get him banned, since he was just posting innocent photos of his cars and cigars and also a few couple of posts, as opposed to his controversial brother who used to say the most insane things on camera. Option 2 seems enticing. There's less work needed, you're guaranteed to be filthy rich pretty quick, but if you choose this path, there's going to be consequences. You need to tread lightly. Not everyone is lucky enough not to get caught, and the chances of falling into the temptation of not stopping is extremely high. So my advice, don't do this. Go with option 1. My statement, however, doesn't imply that Tristan and his brother are innocent of their crimes. Using the facts that I've given you, you can try and see whether these guys are guilty or innocent, and if you don't do this, we can just wait for June, where the court is going to say whether these guys are going to serve their time in prison or just going to continue to sell their online courses. So thank you for watching this, and make sure you subscribe so that you can see the next video.